All right, ladies and gents, welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can get the comments situated. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you are watching this live, click live. If you are watching this on replay, click replay. All right, Ms. Howard, good to see you. And y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay, and we will get started right now. Okay, get this done. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to dive into this. I know it's late, but I'm traveling all weekend, and I will not have time to do this particular training the way I wanted to this weekend. So we'll just get it done. We'll get it done now. So hopefully, so get your paper and pens. If you don't have paper and pen, that's okay. You will be able to see this again on replay. It'll be available for you. Let me see if I can move this over. I'm not worried about it. All right, cool. Okay. So first things first. Well, thank y'all for everybody for tuning in. If you're watching this on a replay, hopefully you'll get value too. So let's start with objections. And objections is something everybody's gonna get. Just get over it. But I want to start to shift your mindset from this tripod is so annoying. I don't know why. I don't even like it. I need a new tripod. I don't like any of this. I can't make it do what I want it to do. All right, I'm not worried about it. Okay, gotta get over it. All right, new office setup, and I don't like it. Okay, so basically, understand this about objections. Objections come from, or the fear of them comes from a place of being rejected. Okay, now leaders look at rejection in a different way than distributors. I'll say that again. Leaders look at, and normally I would do the shout outs and this, that, and the third. I love y'all, but we don't have time to do it because it's already late for everybody except for us night owls. All right, team night owl. Okay. But I see you all. I love you all, and congratulations. Y'all are killing it. That's that. All right. So, but rejection, leaders view rejection differently than distributors. So when a leader experiences rejection, someone says no or give us objection or whatever, and they don't join, leaders look at that as an opportunity to work on their skills. So I want you to just today, I want to plant this seed so that in the next couple of weeks and months, it will grow immensely in a couple of weeks or months, depending on how many times you go through this information, you will have a different mindset about rejection and objections in general. Okay. So objections are going to a rejection. It's an opportunity for you to work on your skills. Okay. I'm going to say that again. Rejection is a clear, not just indicator, but an opportunity for you to work on your skills. Rejection is an opportunity for you to work on your skills. Please understand that. Okay. The next thing we'll talk about from a standpoint of objections, leaders don't really get a lot of objections. We may get a no, or someone may not join. People will even ghost us from time to time when they're supposed to come to a meeting or watch a video or something like that or get on a call. But leaders don't get objections a lot. And that taught me something very, very interesting about objections. I've learned over many, many years of talking to thousands of people and getting thousands of yeses, but even more thousands of no's. And I can't even count the number of objections. Leaders view rejections in a different way. Objections. So leaders view rejection in a different way. We look at it as an opportunity to work on our skills. Okay. And we don't really get objections a lot. Like if you're a 6-figure earner, multiple 6-figure earner, 7-figure earner who's on this call, I can almost, and if you're even a 50K earner, okay, 100K, whatever it is, the more money you make in this industry, okay, the less objections you'll get. I got 80% of the objections over the course of my 12-year career in network marketing. 80% of my objections came in my first year, 2 years tops. 80% of the objections are going to come early in your career for several reasons. When you're a leader, you made a certain amount of money, you just don't care. You just don't care. Okay. So again, as a leader, you view rejection as an opportunity to work on your skills. Okay. If someone's telling you no, and you know that the opportunity is what it is because you joined it, you're not an idiot. You're very smart. So if you joined it and you're really smart, the person who you're talking to, if they're not joining it, they must have didn't see something that you saw. Okay. Or it could just be, it's not the right timing at them in their life. And we're very respectful of people's timings. With that being said, leaders view rejection. And again, I'm saying this repeatedly on purpose because what is repeated is remembered and what is remembered is repeated. So leaders view rejection as an opportunity to work on their skills. Okay. Leaders view objections, which is different than rejection, obviously. Objections are going to be a little bit different. Leaders don't get objections a lot, but we all used to. Okay, think about that. It's anybody on here who's made over six figures, I can assure you they're going to tell you the same thing, especially the millionaires on here. They will tell you the same thing. What are they going to say? Yeah, Will, now that you mention it, I used to get way more rejections than I get now. How many people on here who've made over $25,000, even 50, 25,000, anything like that? How many people got rejection way more when they had only made a little bit of money? Let me see who's on here who's been with us a little bit, who's already made some significant income. Let me see on the people that are live. How many people notice that you got more rejections early in your career than later in your career? Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you, Seymour. Yeah, Seymour's a money earner. He knows. Okay, Michelle Whitaker, definitely money earner. They'll both probably be over six figures by. I'm giving y'all till Christmas. Chop it up. I know what y'all are capable of. You're both over $80,000. Let's close out that last 20 grand by Christmas, shall we? Okay. And that's Charlotte and Seymour. All right. I know what you're capable of. And the fact that y'all are already over $80,000. Come on, man. Close out that 100. Let's make it $100,000 a year. Let's do it. All right. But they noticed that they got objections more in the beginning of their careers, early in the game. All right. Now, here is why that is because on a subconscious level, hey Sandra, good to see you. On a subconscious level, objections that you get are reflections of how a little bit of you still feels. You ain't gonna hear that nowhere else. Okay? You're not gonna hear that nowhere else. I'm gonna tell you again. When you get a rejection, when you get not rejection, when you get an objection, that very specific objection, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, this, that, or a third, it is typically just a reflection of a little of how a little bit of you still feel on a subconscious level. If somebody is always asking you or saying, this sounds like a pyramid scheme, this must be a pyramid scheme, it is a key indicator to you that you do not understand how this business model works, how authentic it is, that it's over 100 years old, that it's been proven valuable, solid business model by the U.S. Supreme Court, not once, but twice, that the FTC tried to call it a pyramid scheme and the Supreme Court said, no, you guys are idiots. This is a solid business model. Like, move on. So you may not have the rock solid belief or rock solid understanding of how the industry works. So you're getting that objection from people as a sign, a positive sign that that you still have some work to do on you. And this is why I can assure you, Coach Seymour Greenridge Blake out of Saginaw, Texas, he doesn't hear that objection a lot because he understands, if ever anymore, because he understands this business to a different level. So when I was putting together, the training, I was like, wait a minute, I don't even get objections anymore. I'm not saying people don't tell me no. I get rejection. We all do. Okay. But rejection is an opportunity for you to work on your skills. Okay. But objections, I truly just don't get them when I'm inviting people to take a look at our product or our opportunity. And it's because my subconscious belief is so high in what we do. I understand the value of what we do and how we're doing something for people, not to people. I've seen the short-term and long-term results of what it is we do. Okay. So understand that when you get objections, they're typically coming from a little piece of you. Okay, just trust me, that's really how it works. If someone's always saying, man, I really want to join, but I don't have the money. Only distributors who have money issues in life ever get that objection. Okay? only distributors who really don't understand how the money really works, or who are trying to figure out how to pay their auto ship every month, not understanding how simple it is to, one, have money for auto ship, but number two, how simple it is to make the money to cover that plus some. And I'll explain some of that as we go. So as we go through this, I'm going to give you like if someone said, one more example, someone says, I don't have the time. It's typically the rep who does not understand time management for themselves at the level that they can build the business consistently. For some people, they can get it done in 30, 40 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Some people, the average individual, it'll take them about 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and that's including learning and action. Okay, for someone who's, want to be on that 3 to 5 year path to six figures and beyond. For someone who's really ready to get it over with, 4 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's what I used to do in the beginning because I wanted to retire from my job as fast as possible. So I wasn't taking the 40 minutes a day track, which you'll learn about shortly. I wasn't taking the 2 hours, 5 day a week track. Okay. I was taking the 4 hours a day, 6 days a week track because I was ready to get it done. And so any, fast, medium, slow, this on you on how fast you want to go. And that time includes learning and work. All right. Understand that. So, one things that you can do when you hear an objection, you want to learn how to overcome it. I'll teach you that shortly. That's going to be A. B, you want to understand where the objection is really coming from. Okay. And then C, as part of that learning process, you want to understand the industry or the products or the pay plan better so that you eliminate any lack of belief in yourself that is causing you to hear objections from other people. Okay. So all the work in network marketing is really you. And let me prove that to you one more time. So for example, we have my fellow Diamond Ambassador, Wanika Vance Clark. They're only on the HBN side, there's only, I think, 3 of us in the whole company, by the way, on the HBN side. And to go to Sana side, we have like 20 diamonds. And I love you all dearly. Can't wait to see y'all in Vegas. But Vegas at the end of the month. Vegas is going to be lit, by the way, just in case y'all didn't know. For people who were at Vegas last time, y'all know how wild it was. You gonna see that again. Okay. That being said, let's take our Diamond Ambassador, Wanika Vance Clark. She's made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably close to $1 million at this point. But here's the thing. So she made this amount of money. And let's say a distributor who's been here for 2 years and really just hadn't done much has made this amount of money. Now, here's the thing. Look, Wanika said Vegas was amazing. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So here's the thing. If you had her mindsets and her skill set, do you think your income would be as much as hers? And the answer is yes, 100%. If you had Coach Marcus Jones' mindset and his skill set, your check would be the same amount as his. If you had my mindset and my skill set, I can assure you, well, what about taking action? If you got the right mindset, you're going to take action. If you don't have the right mindset, you will not take action, period. So the mindset is going to kind of govern action, all right? If you have the mindset or skill set of a top earner, you'll be a top earner. It's that simple. There's no magic foo-foo dust, as Dale would say. There is no magical thing that is going to magically, catapult you to top earner status in 3 days. No matter what, if you may see us make 6 figures every 6 months. That is a result of mindset and skill set and action applied over time. All you have to do is listen. If you don't take nothing else away from this training, take away if you got to leave right now, take away these 3 things. Number 1, rejection is just an opportunity for your work on your skills. That's all rejection is. It's another opportunity for you to work on your skills. Number 2, any objection you hear, 99.9% of the time, you're getting that objection because deep down you actually believe a little bit of that. So it's a signal that you need to start working on yourself. Handle that objection as best you can, then double down on working on yourself in that area. And then number 3, if you take nothing else away from this call, working on yourself is going to be the intentional acquisition of the skill sets and mindsets that lead to success. I'll say it again. Working on yourself, the personal growth and development that we talk about all the time. You got to work on you. You got to get your head right. Okay? That is going to be The intentional acquisition, like you got to want to do it, the intentional acquisition of the skill sets and mindsets that lead to success. You can, self education is required. Okay. You work at McDonald's, you got to have an orientation. You work at Tractor Supply, you got to have an orientation. You work for Southwest Airlines for 20 grand a year plus free trips, you got to go through an orientation. Anything you do that is going to pay you any money at all, even McDonald's, is going to require at least a weekend where you got to go to McDonald's as a new McDonald's worker. I know because I used to work at McDonald's, and you got to go learn. Excuse me. You got to go learn. You have to go to an orientation period. Even if you're going to school and you're going to make no money, you still got to go to freshman orientation. You have to go to orientation. Most people get involved in this industry and people don't tell them like we tell them, bro, you got to watch the videos and read the books. I don't know what else to tell you. If you want to make life changing income, you can make a little money just being a part of our team because we build it so incredibly well. That's a blessing. God gave us that skill set, that ability. But at the same time, if you want to take control of your financial future, you have to intentionally acquire the skill sets and mindsets that lead to success, period. Ain't no magic foo-foo dust. Ain't no unicorn powder I can sprinkle over you and make you Wanika Vance Clark tomorrow. There's no amount of magic pixie dust I could sprinkle over you while you sleep and sing the company song and do the company dance and magically you'll wake up the next day with the mindsets and skill sets of a Coach Marcus Jones. I wish it was that easy, but it doesn't work that way. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better and then take action along that way. So that's what we want to do. Okay. Now let's move on. When we're talking about objections, I want you to really take into the fact that they are beneficial because they're telling you what you have to work on. All right. Let me give you some examples of that. Matthew 9:29. Okay. Matthew 9:29 says, according to your faith shall it be done unto you. Okay. According to your faith shall it be done unto you. Okay. Anything that's happening to you is going to be a result of your faith. If you are winning big in faith, I want you to look at faith in the light of its cousin, belief. Okay, faith and belief are right there with each other, kind of like hope and expectation. They're right there next to each other, but they're not the same. Okay, according to your faith shall it be done unto you. Belief is a huge word in any spiritual, school in the world, not just Christianity, but belief is everywhere. And you got to understand that. There's even a PhD, he's a scientist. His name is Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he actually wrote a book called The Biology of Belief that shows people how belief is actually a scientific principle and a biblical principle. And the book's amazing. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's like this thick, but the book's pause. But the book's amazing. Okay, so just understand, according to your faith shall it be done unto you. If you're getting a bunch of rejections, it's a bunch of objections, it's something to do with your faith, something to do with your belief on the inside. But if you don't believe me, let's take another one. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Okay, all things work together for the good of those who love God. Understand, all things work together for your good. Okay, so if you're getting objections, there's got to be a positive side to that. Okay, if I'm getting objections, I know what I need to work on in myself. And as I work on it in myself to build that, to get rid of that objection I just got, man, I don't have the money. That means typically you don't have the money. You don't think you have enough to pay your auto ship, use these incredible products, and you don't think you're going to make a bunch of money. Because if you really thought that you were going to make within your first 90 days here, you thought you were going to make the $5,000 or $10,000, okay, then you wouldn't be worried about a $50 to $100 auto ship. You wouldn't even care. But when you're worried about it, ooh, man, I don't know. I got to be at 5 BV. I can't do 100. Ooh, I'm thinking about turning my auto ship off. I can't. That is a sign. Of course, your prospects are going to tell you that I ain't got the money. But it's a belief thing in you, because if you believed you were going to win, if you believe really God had your back on this, if you really believed that your family deserves a nice, safe house in a safe neighborhood, if you really believe that your children deserve private school or homeschool and you don't have to work, because ain't nobody going to teach your kids better than you could teach them, okay? If you really believed that you would have the flight, money, and everything to go to Vegas, if you really believed any of that on a deep subconscious level, okay, you would have it. You just don't believe it yet. I struggle And I can tell you that I struggle in certain areas of life with my own belief, but not network marketing, not making money. You can't pry me out of making money with dynamite. You couldn't pry me out the bank with a crowbar. My belief is that strong. This is why, let's say, for example, in axe throwing, this is why I go practice dang near every day. This is why I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reps in every day, because as I throw, of course, it's creating muscle memory and all the obvious things like that. But I'm building my belief that, man, I can do really good. And two, I'm building my level of deservingness. Some of you simply haven't put in the work to the point where you think you deserve to be rich. Some of you simply have not put in the amount of work. See, you know you're lazy. And I don't mean lazy in other parts of your life. You're lazy in this. You know that about yourself deep down on some subconscious level. Therefore, okay, you don't think you deserve to be wealthy because you know deep, deep, deep down you're not putting in the work that a Kenya Wooden's putting in. You know deep down, and Kenya got like 4 businesses. Kenya is a serial entrepreneur. Her and Corey are busy 120 hours a week working on all kind of different businesses. She still finds time to do this business and is one of our newest $20,000 earners. And she'll be way past that by the end of the month. I already know. Okay. It's the principle. All right. That's on you. So anything happening, it's you creating it. All right. And I'm speaking from experience. This is what he say. Yeah, no, for real. Been there, bro. Been there. Okay. So let's do one more. Romans chapter 11, verse 36 says, God made all things. Objections is a thing. But another translation I like just a little bit better says, all things come from God. Not just the good things. Ooh, that's tough. Not just the good things, but everything. That is a very, very difficult pill for a lot of self-styled Christians to swallow. Okay. All things come from God. It really said that? Yeah. In fact, let me find one more for you. Because this is absolutely devastating. This is a verse that is quite literally, I don't think it's ever taught in church. I'm not a very churchy person, but I'm a spiritual person. There's a huge difference. I'm not very religious, but I'm very spiritual. Okay. Let me give you this one. I'm gonna pull this one up for you. This is worth the whole call right here. Which verse is this? Let's see. There it is. Got it. Y'all sure y'all ready for this one? Y'all sure y'all ready for this one? This is brutal. All right. I'm gonna give you this one. And this is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39, for those of y'all who are taking notes. Deuteronomy 32:39. Okay. This is God speaking. So Christ didn't even show up as an intercessor to the New Testament. This is Old Testament, but God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So this is just as valid. It says right here in Deuteronomy, see now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay. So God is telling you right there from a standpoint, and that will translate into any spiritual text you want to find. I just happen to be a Christ God follower. I don't know what other type of guys they got out there, but he says right there, I kill. All the killing, God do that. It's hard to accept that. He said, I kill, I make alive, I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver from my hand. That is wild, conceptually speaking. So that being said, when Romans chapter 11:36 in the New Testament says that all things come from God, that's an easy pill to swallow if you understand what God been saying for several thousand years prior to that. If not, it's hard for you to accept that. You may not really want to accept that level of responsibility, for objections and looking at them as something good. Okay, look at objections. Look, Romans 11:36, all things come from God. All right, these objections are coming from God. Let me try to find the positivity in that. Where is the positivity in the objection? Well, I just told you, but what is repeated is remembered, and what is remembered is repeated. When you hear an objection, I want to join, but I don't have the time. I want to join, but I don't have the money. I want to join, but I got to think about it. I want to join, but I got to talk to my wife. I want to join, but I got to talk to my husband. Whenever you hear anything like that, think positively immediately. Okay, this is something from God. This is something for you that can help you. All things work together for the good. That's from Romans as well. So understand that when the objections come, it's an opportunity for you to work on your skills, kind of like rejection. When objections come, they're very specific, and you get a really chance to work on your belief. You got to believe, because Marcus talked about this week. You got to have those core beliefs. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see where we at. Yeah, if you get objections, you're not really leading. So let's start actually diving into subjections. Does everybody understand the groundwork we just laid from the mindset of how to view rejection and how to view objections? Put a one in the chat if that makes sense. How to view rejection and how to view objections. Please put a one in the chat if that makes sense. And now we can get into the nuts and bolts of the individual objections. We're going to start off with the time objection. Okay, put a one in the chat if what we talked about foundationally made sense. If it didn't make sense foundationally, from a mindset standpoint, that rejection is just another opportunity for you to work on your skills, and objections are opportunities for you to know what you need to work on for yourself. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, put I don't understand in the chat. There's no shame, none at all. We gonna work on it. But if you got it, put a one in the chat. Let's keep it going. Okay? All right. So I'm going to give you an old school way to handle this objection. Then I'm going to give you a new school way to handle this objection. And if you really internalize these concepts about how to handle these objections, this will help you in every part of your life, not just in your network marketing online business. This will help you in every area of your life as well. And once you learn how to really, really handle this objection the way I'm about to teach you, you will not get that subjection much more at all ever. That's the crazy part. Once you learn how to handle an objection, they don't really come your way no more. It's the strangest thing. But anybody who's really good at handling objections, they'll tell you. I don't really hear that a lot these days, and they'll tell you what to say. Okay? Ask any of the top earners, they'll tell you. All right? So the first objection, hey, Will, I really want to join, but I don't have the time. Okay? So just understand that the time objection, just like all objections, come from two places. All right? One is lack of knowledge, lack of understanding about what we do and how we do it. And the second place is going to be lack of belief in themselves. I'm going to say that again. All objections, all of them I'm about to name, because it ain't but like five. It's always the same ones. It's not a lot of objections, but they move around a lot, okay? I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Got to talk to my husband or wife. I got to think about it. It's a pyramid scheme. Can anybody give me any other ones other than those five? I think it might be two more. I don't get objections these days. We're going to handle them all tonight, though. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. It's a pyramid scheme. I got to think about it. Got to talk to my wife, talk to my husband, or I got to pray about it. That's all the same thing. That's called a third party objection. Anything else? I feel like that's it. Anything else? I feel like that's, well, put it this way. That's what you're going to hear most of the time anyway. So let's just work with those. Let's work with those. All right. The first way to handle the I don't have the time objection, in the moment, you're going to have to handle it a certain way, and then I'm going to tell you how to address it beyond that. So the old school way to handle it, this stuff still works today, by the way, is going to be feel, felt, found. And I'm going to teach you that, and then I'm going to go to the new school way to handle it, the way leaders do, and it is all posture, all right? It is all posture when I handle it. What did it say? I don't order online. Yeah, Tina, that's not really an objection per se, because this is 2024. So the people that don't order online, they probably do not drive to the T-Mobile store to pay their cell phone bill. They do not, they don't, if they got cable TV or the internet, they ordered online. There's no way they didn't. It's impossible. So they just lying to you, honestly. So that's not even an objection. That's a lie. And we don't really want to deal with liars. But if indeed they did give you that objection, I'll write that down. I'm going to tell you what to say for that one too. I don't order online. In fact, I'm gonna handle it at the end. I'm not going to forget. The I don't order online objection. All right, let me stay on track, but I'm gonna handle that for you, Miss Stone. That's the least I can do. I'm gonna tell you exactly what to say next time that happens, and it'll probably never happen again. All right. Right now, I got to put my car in the shop. That's money. That's I don't have the money. That's what that means. Yeah, that's what that means. I don't have the money. And if you got a car that busted up, they probably need to join with us and get a new car. But that you can handle that one with the money objection because when people say right now, I don't really, I got to put my car in the shop. That's them saying I don't have it. My biggest one is I can't sell. Oh, good one. Love it. Let me write that one down. I'm gonna add that one. I can't sell. We'll cover that one tonight too. I can't sell. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Perfect. I only use cash. Yeah, that's going to be the same one. That again, lie, but that's going to be under the that's going to be under the I don't order online objection. Only use cash. I'm gonna teach you how to handle that one too. Don't worry about it. We will handle that tonight. You have my word. All right. Let's get back to it. I don't have the time. Okay. So if I don't have the time, you can use feel, felt, found. This is old school, but it's worked for the last 100 years. Kid you not. This came from a book by which it was Carnegie with Dale Carnegie called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And this has been very solid for a long time because it's so versatile. Okay, so if someone says, "Will, I can't talk to people," Katrina, if they're telling you that, they're talking to you. That's not an objection. That's a lie. If they talking to you, they're talking to a person. So you, at some point, if people tell you this crazy stuff, you gotta just call them out, man. That's all right. At some point, it's not even a rejection. At some point, they just messing with you. I don't talk to people, but they had to tell you that. If they're married, they talk to their spouse. If they got a job, they talk to their boss and their coworkers. The only way that is even true is if they're literally a mute and do not have the ability to talk, or they're a single homeless person with no job and no vocal cords. Anything other than that, that is a bold-faced lie. And at some point, yeah, definitely a smoke screen. It's just a lie. And at some point, somebody that's willing to lie to your face as they're talking to you, and I'm not disrespecting that person. I'm sure they're a good person. But when they say stuff like that, I don't talk to people, but they're talking to you. They got a social media account with 2,000 friends. They got a job, a spouse, kids, a mailman, a hairdresser, a barber. You mean to tell me you walk into your hairdresser and you don't say nothing? You just walk over there and sit in the chair like a weirdo? No, they talk to people. They're just telling you that. So for some reason, they're comfortable lying to you. That's not the person you want in your business anyway. That is truly a blessing from God. That's a blessing. Let them go. Because if they're going to lie to your face about something they're doing, in the act of doing, let that go. All right, we're not even addressing that one because that's crazy. I didn't want to talk. Yeah, I can't even believe you didn't want to talk. That's crazy. Ain't no daughter of Charlotte Whitaker ever had no problem talking. I just don't believe that. All right, back to time. So this came from a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And this particular way to handle it, and it's feel, felt, found. So if someone says, "Will, I really want to work with you, but I don't have the time." I'm gonna say, "Man, I know how you feel. Okay, I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found. I found out that when I got started, I was able to build this business in as little as 20 minutes a day. Okay. And I've made them very, very successful ever since. Okay. Or something like that. Or tell them somebody else's story. If your story isn't good enough yet, you can always steal Coach Marcus' story. I steal Coach Marcus' story all the time. I steal Coach Kim Wilkins' story all the time. These are multimillionaires. Kim is a single mother with 5 kids and a husband. I said single mother with 5 kids. I'm sorry. She's a married, so she's a wife with 5 kids. Okay. I met her and her husband. I said 5 kids. Okay. So just understand she don't have a lot of time because 5 children, all I think under the age of 21, I think they're all like not grown yet. That take up more time than a 40-hour week job. Any parents out there, y'all know it takes up, we in a carpool line in the morning, carpool line in the afternoon. It is a lot going on. Okay. So we was at family fun night tonight. So just understand it takes up a lot of time. Okay. So I could say, somebody might say, "Will, I really want to work with you, man, but I just don't have the time." Look, man, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but I'm going to tell you what I found, man. I was talking to this guy. He's a multimillionaire with our company, Coach Marcus Jones. He works 50 hours a week, sometimes 60. He got a full-time job, but he was still able to use a system. That's a key word. He was still able to use a system And he's also a father. He's married. He is super busy. But he was able to use the system, okay, to work this business in the nooks and crannies of his life, like just when he had the spare time, which is all true. And he used a lot of social media. He doesn't do anything in person. You know, you're on your phone sometimes. We talk on Facebook sometimes. And he ended up making millions of dollars. You know, he's actually doing a call. Listen, and then you pass it off. You throw the alley oop to Coach Marcus. He's actually doing a call where he's teaching the system this Saturday. Okay, you want to tune in live Saturday? I'll be there, or I can get a recording for you if it's more helpful. But you can basically say to that objection, I know how you feel because I felt the same way. That's maintaining the rapport. You know they have time. You know that. They know they have time. But them telling you that is telling you a little bit about their time management skills and how they need a little bit of help, but they're telling you a lot about your time management skills. Okay, just understand that. So that's feel, felt, found, and remember that formula because you can apply that to any objection. So if anybody ever tells you, this is assuming video went well or the presentation went well, you can always say, you can always say, well, Will, I really want to work with you, but I don't have the time. Man, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found and then tell them a true story about someone who really built it really well part-time. Yeah, you definitely agree with them. Or you tell them that you found us. In fact, there's a book. You might want to write this down. There's a book by Tom Big Al Schreider. Okay. And it is called, let's see, some of those. Come on, John. I'm in Florida. I'm not in Texas no more, man. I'm in Florida now. Come on. Not, no more Mustangs, man. I moved out of Dallas. Okay. There's a book by Tom Big Al Schreider called Building Your Network Marketing Business in 15 Minutes a Day. Do I have it on that shelf or no? I have it. I don't know if I unpacked it yet. I don't know if I unpacked it yet or not, but the book is called Building Your Network Marketing Business in 15 Minutes a Day. So you can actually use that because we've used that system before to build the business in just 15 minutes a day. The book details the entire system. The book is about that big. It's on Audible. You can get it on Amazon as well, but you can literally tell somebody the truth and say, listen, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found. I found that there's a system in place that the company uses, that the team uses very successful for people who don't have a lot of time, and you can build the business in as little as 15 minutes a day. Okay? And if you want to learn that, I can definitely get you and point you in the right direction for resources and things of that nature. So I recommend you read the book. But the point is, you really can build a business in 15 minutes a day. All right, there it is. That's just called building your network marketing business in 15 minutes a day. Yeah, that was the title, right? So that's how you handle it with feel, felt, found. And that works like a charm almost every time. Now that's old school though. Let me give you a new school way. And this is the one I've been using because when I don't get this objection a lot, but when I do, I love it because it's so fun to say these next words. This is easy. It's simple. It's to the point, but you got to have a lot of posture. And I typically don't recommend this one for anybody who hadn't made at least 50 grand yet, at least 50. Okay. Because you got to have some results already. So the second way, more new school approach, someone would say something like, Will, I really want to work with you, but man, I just don't have the time. I would look at them strange. And I would go, I know you don't have the time. That's why you're talking to me. I'm the number one free time person you know. Do you want to be busy with no time for the rest of your life to do nothing fun? All right, well, let's get down to business. Let's go ahead and get you started. And we can start working on getting you retired from 2 or 3 of those part-time jobs you keep whining about. No wonder you don't have no time. So it's very conversational, but notice the first thing I said, I agreed with them because again, this is an advanced tactic. By the time you make 50 grand, you already got posture and a lot more skills than you did back when you made $300. So you can use this one if you're a relatively new person, but use it at your own risk. Okay, this is high powered. All right, man, Will, I really want to work with you, but I don't have the time. Man, of course you don't have the time. You driving Uber, DoorDash, Lyft. You working your full-time job. Of course you don't have no time. That's why you talking to me. I got all the free time in the world. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you started and let's make you some money. All right, let's go ahead and get you started and make you some money. And let's get you retired from at least 2 or 3 of them jobs, man. How you driving DoorDash, Uber, and Lyft, and when you working at your job, you renting out your car on Turo and still ain't got no time. That's crazy. But that's why you're talking to me. All right. I don't have the time. I really want to work with you, but I don't have the time. I'm too busy. And then I agree with him. Of course you don't have the time. That's why you're talking to me. And then you got to tell them some stuff about their life. Keep it playful, keep it respectful, but never lose your frame, never lose your posture. I know on an inside subconscious level, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that network marketing provides the highest output for the lowest input of any business model, any career. This is a free enterprise society, but people don't even know what free enterprise means, okay? Much less free time. People say the land of the free and the home of the brave. If you working 40 hours a week and you can't quit or you're going to get kicked out, you're not free yet. Okay. But that's something you have to understand in your heart. This business, if you treat it like a business and not a hobby, if you take it as seriously as you did college, if you take this business as seriously as you did college, if you take this business as serious as you did any job you've ever had for the most part, if you take this business as serious as you take your car, oil change, maintenance, making sure you get the recall parts taken care of, anything like, if you take this business as seriously as you take anything, if you take this business as seriously as you take any hobby you have, if you take this business as seriously as you take social media, you're going to be wildly successful and have more free time than you even knew what to do with. I kid you not. Okay. Let's move on. Let me give you one more way to handle the time objection. This is fun. It's going to be a little advanced, but if you watch this recording enough, all of these methods will resonate with you. And when you do get them, you'll get the objections maybe 3 or 4 times, 5 times. You can use whichever one of these feel best in the moment, learn them. And after that, once you get good at it, you won't even get them no more. All right. It's what it is. Black belts. When I got my black belt, I became like undefeated in martial arts competition for like 7 years. It was like a 7-year stretch. I didn't even get scored on in any discipline, judo, kickboxing, you name it. I was undefeated. I didn't get in no fights. People never even tried to pick a fight with me at a bar when I went out. Never. But before I had my black belt, before I was doing martial arts for all them years, I would get picked on. I'd be fighting with bullies. I'd be punching. One dude came around my house trying to, break one of my toys or something. And we didn't have a lot of them, but I had one. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was a lot bigger than me. I went and got my cousin's skateboard while he was over there thinking he getting away with my toy, walking off like Billy the bad dude. Cracked him over the back of his head with the skateboard, broke it over the back of his head. Like, I couldn't fight, but I will hit you with anything in my vicinity. But then after I learned how to fight, I didn't get no more fights. It was weird. Same thing with objections. Get your black belt in objection handling and they'll disappear. All right. Okay. Last one I'll tell you. If someone says, man, I really want to work, but I don't have the time. Okay. You can ask yourself, okay, man, I totally get that. Let me ask you this. This is advanced. Okay. Will, I really want to work with you, but I don't have the time. Okay, man, but let me ask you this. How much time do you think it's going to take, like on a weekly basis? Just ask them that question. How much time do you think it's going to take on a weekly basis? I'm just curious. How much time do you think it's going to take? And with that tone of voice, with that tonality, man, okay, I totally understand. But let me ask you this. I'm just curious. Let me ask you this. I'm just curious. How much time do you think it's going to take? See? And then you're quiet and you let them speak. Now, no matter what they say, all right, man, I think it's going to take, they may say something crazy. I think it's going to take 40 hours a week, like a full-time job. You can easily put them at ease and say, no, look, can we do 1 hour a day? Can we do 2 hours a day? Okay. Can we do 10 hours a week? Can we do 15? You can ask them, can you do 15 minutes a day? Anything other than that, right? And they'll be fine. Will, I really want to work with you, man, but I don't have the time. Well, I totally get it, man. I totally understand. Look, I know how you feel, but let me ask you this. You can even tie them together. This is advanced. I told you. Man, I told you, look, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but I'm just curious. Let me ask you, how long do you think this is going to take? And let them tell you. Now, he may say, whatever, all right, whatever they say. The next thing you can say is, well, I'm going to tell you what I found. Let me ask this, because most of our team members work 40 hours a week. Some work as much as 60 to 80 hours a week. So, you told me you only worked 40. I totally get that. We got some people that work 80 hours a week. Let me ask you this, Jeff. How long do you commute? You commute to work? Yeah, I drive to work. How long do you commute? Oh, man, some days 30 minutes, some days 40 minutes, man. It just depends on traffic. Well, cool. Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what some of our team members who are very successful, this is what they do. Let me tell you, One of our team members, Kenya Wooden, when she's on the way to work, she's very, very busy. She doesn't listen to Taylor Swift or Drake or Kendrick Lamar or none of that. She don't even listen to Patti LaBelle. She actually plays our trainings. We have an online video training library that you can get at the One Team, One Dream YouTube channel and even more content. And basically what our most successful team members do, they just turn off Taylor Swift and they just play the training so they can learn the skills while they're driving to and from work. So that already gives them an extra hour to work each day. And once they learn those skills, then they can go put those skills into practice. And time management is a huge skill. So do you think you'd be able to squeeze that time in the commute? Well, I don't know, man, because I really enjoy my Taylor Swift. Well, let me ask you this, man. How much money is Taylor Swift making you on a monthly basis? I'm just curious. I told y'all this is advanced. How much money is Taylor? That's if they don't go for it right there and they double down. No, I like to listen to my gospel music when I'm driving to get my mind right for work. Look, man, I totally get it. I love gospel music as much as the next guy. Totally. Let me ask this. What about maybe part of your commute? You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you, how much money is, if you're listening to 5 or 6 songs, how much money is the last 2 songs making you? Honestly, you'd be able to tithe more. Definitely, you made more money, right? The church would love, God, I'm sure would love that. And you can have those type of conversations. No matter where they go, you can find a time, but that's an advanced technique. And it only use it when someone has a commute. But you have to set it up by telling them that our most successful team members have simply swapped out listening to popular music in the car driving because that doesn't make them any money. And they listen to the training so they can get the skill sets and the mindsets while they're driving. And then after a couple of days or weeks or months, however long it takes them to get through the material, then they understand time management at a different level and they're able to build the business in the nooks and crannies of their life. I can tell you, Coach Seymour Greenridge Blake out of Saginaw, Texas, he can get more done in 15 minutes than a lot of people get done in 3 or 4 hours. In fact, he recommended a book called Building Your Network Marketing Business in 15 Minutes a Day. I might be able to get you a copy of that. If you decide to get started today, I think we can make it work. But I can get you the audio book copy. You get a free book with Audible, by the way. But you get for people who don't know, you get one Audible book for free. So you can actually get them the copy of the book on Audible on their phone for free. And you can just listen to that in the morning while you're driving back and forth to work. Would that be okay? You think we can squeeze that in? And then you dive in from there. All right. So that's time. We could do a whole extra training on 20 different ways to handle a time objection. But if you just learn 1 or 2 of those and really get it down, you won't get the time objection enough for it to even matter. Let's move on to another one right quick, the money objection. I really want to join, but I don't have the money. We'll start with advanced and then we'll go old school. Okay. Will, I really want to work with you. But man, I just don't have the money. Of course you don't have the money. That's why you're talking to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you started so we can start working and get some money in your pocket because I don't want to hear nothing about your low bank balance come Christmas time, man. Your kids deserve good gifts this Christmas, don't they? You see, that's new school. I'm agreeing with them. Okay, Will, I really want to join, but I don't have the money. Of course you don't have the money. That's why you're talking to me. Now, again, you want to have made some money, okay? I'm giving something for everybody tonight. That's my 50K and up people. You can use that. You made 50 grand. That's a full-time salary in network marketing, part-time online. Congratulations. Even my $25,000 people, you can do that. People are hurting so bad for money these days. People will do, you tell them that you can show them how to make the 20,000 that you already made. They'll feel more excited about that than me telling them they can make the 1.4 million I just cleared. They literally will feel better about 20,000 because their belief is stronger. Their belief is stronger in something smaller right now, which is not bad for them. That's awesome for them and awesome for you. Okay. But that's the new school way to handle it. Will, I really want to join, but I don't have the money. Of course you don't have the money. That's why you're talking to me. Okay. All right. Next, old school way to handle it. Feel, felt, found. Same as before. Okay. Man, I really want to join, but I don't have the money. Man, listen, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but let me tell you what I found. I found that once I got started, there was already a system in place to help me make my money back within 24 to 48 hours. And I did it. Okay. Now let me ask this. How many people have been through our hot market training and have actually made money with the hot market training in less than an hour? We're doing it again in Vegas. Okay. FYI. But how many people on the call have made money with our hot market training? If you've been at an event, you made money in less than an hour. Can anybody verify that? If you've been to our event and you've done our hot market training, put that in the chat. Put I made money with the hot market training in the chat. If you made money with the hot market, put that in the chat. I made money in the hot market training. Let me see. I'm getting a lot of me's. Yeah, all right, I'll take me. Yeah, there must be a delay with the. Y'all must be hearing me 45 seconds after I say it. Man, Facebook Live is weird. Thank you. There it is. All right. See, yeah, there we go. I made money with the hot market training. Thank you. Yeah. So anybody watching this on recording or some of the new people, we do have a system in place when you make money with a hot market training in less than an hour. Okay. Now, if you've never been to one of our live events in Vegas, Orlando, Denver, Dallas, Nashville, Orange Beach, New Orleans, we've been all over the country. So if you've never been to a live event, you might have missed that one, but we'll get you right. We'll teach it online real soon. Okay. Yeah. So you see all the people there, they've made money in less than an hour at the hot market training. And a lot of them made way more than their monthly auto ship. Let me see, Mac, what's the most you made in an hour with the hot market training? Let me see. Let me see if Mac's on here. I'm only calling on Mac because I was with him live when we were teaching this and he was learning it for the first time. The hot market training. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, Mac, when you just remember how much you made when you first did the hot market training in that hour. Let me know, and then I'll move on to the next one. But that's the way to handle the money objection. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but I'm gonna tell you what I found. I found that when I joined, there was actually a proven, tested system in place. Okay, a proven, tested system in place to show me how to make my money back very, very quickly. In fact, a lot of people have done it in an hour or less. Okay. Charlotte made $500 using the hot market system. Yeah. And that's in an hour. Yeah. I was there. I think it might have been Denver, maybe. I was there for that. Okay. Mac had 27 orders in the hour for my hot market training. Eileen says 6 orders in the hour. Love it. Some people don't get 6 orders in their whole career. I got to make a banner. I'm not saying what Eileen new rank she just hit with the money, but I got to make a banner for that tonight. I'm excited. Congratulations in advance, Eileen. I'm gonna post that tomorrow. Eileen made $3.99. So look, 6 orders in an hour. She made almost $400. Eileen be running 100 BB packages. Eileen running big money. Yeah. Okay. So just understand the hot market system works. You can have belief in that, not just for yourself, but that belief is going to translate to your rep. Okay. So that's how that works. That's how to handle a money objection. New school way, old school way. If anything you don't remember, rewind it on the recording and run it back. But it works great. And if you're going to be with us in Vegas virtually or in person, we will teach you the hot market training in Las Vegas online or in person. It is a must learn for our teams, and that'll get you your money up very, very quickly. I think we had one event. Well, I'll tell you. There's so many stories about it, but you get it. All right, let's move on for time purposes. Okay, next one is going to be the. I need to talk to my wife. I need to talk to. Let me try that. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, Derek. Okay, Derek Jamat attended the Orlando boot camp we did as a guest. I forgot he was a guest. Well, first time I met Derek. Derek joined during the event, okay, and ended up winning the hot market contest. And Derek just went over $1,000 in commissions, and his wife Lynette is over 2,500 in commissions. So that's awesome. They came to one boot camp. Fast forward to the next boot camp, we are at 3,500 extra for the household. That makes me very happy, and they're a lot healthier. They're making money, and the sky's the limit. So congratulations to them. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. Next objection. I need to talk to my wife. I need to talk to my husband. Now, this can be very, very, very tricky. You can use feel, felt, found, but I'm gonna tell you, I find something that is more effective, and that's gonna be talking to them at the beginning because you know a little bit about them, so that you can avoid all of the objections. This objection never coming up, because when this objection comes up, it is a great smoke screen for them, because you don't want to disrespect their spouse. Okay. Now this objection is easier for men to handle with men and women to handle with women. I'm going to tell you why. Because if a lady's talking to a lady, she says, girl, I really want to join. Now I'm going to ask y'all right now in the chat. I'm going to ask you two questions and you can put both in the same answer. What is the cheapest way? What's the lowest price ways to get started with our company to make money? And what's the best way to get started? Both of them are great. What's the lowest way to get started? And what is the best way to get started? How much money does that cost? Let me see who's been paying attention the last, 90 days. What is the lowest way to get started and still make money? What's the lowest cost? And what is the highest cost? Okay, Sanders says 749 is the lowest and 100 is the most. Yes, exactly. So if a lady's talking to a lady, she's talking about $7.49 at the lowest. Girl, I really want to join, but I got to talk to my husband. Ladies, what would you say to your girlfriend? And this is you having a confidential conversation with your girlfriend. What would you say to your girlfriend? She says she got to talk to her husband about $7.49. I don't know about y'all, but I know many, many women who do not ask their husbands about spending no type of money, much less $7 or $12, $50. Ain't no way. Yeah, 100 is the best. 50 is right. 50 is the sweet spot in the middle. 749 is the lowest, but 100 does pay out the most. Yeah. So here's my point. Ladies, you would not eat. Look what she said. Katrina, she was that girl by. Because you know when you're talking to your homegirl, shit. Come on. Look, Marcus, is your wife calling you about $7.49? I don't think so. I can tell you for sure Tina Stone is not calling Mr. Anthony Stone about no $20, no $50. I already know that. Look, Charlotte said, are you serious? I know Charlotte Whitaker is not calling Mr. Chris, her husband, who she loves dearly. She ain't calling Chris about no $50. Ain't no way. Okay? Eileen said, do you talk to your husband when you buy coffee at Starbucks? Exactly. Here's the thing. When you're talking to your homegirl and you're a lady, you can say anything along those lines. She goes, girl, you right, let's get started. That's what she's going to say. Girl, you right, let's get started. It's going to go just like that. I've seen it a million times. I've seen it. Look, Anthony Stone said it. His wife ain't asking him nothing about that. That ain't no real money, okay? That's what she's going to say. Girl, you right, let's get started. Now, guys, when you talking to guys, okay, it's a different energy. Okay, if Coach Mark is talking to me, he's like, Will, and I tell him, man, I really want to join, man, but I got to talk to my wife. He's going to look at me like I'm insane. Okay, he can easily get me in at $7.49 immediately, $12.95 immediately. Any number he want to go to, he can call me out on that. Okay, Will, you mean to tell me you got to talk to your wife about $20, right? Keith, you mean to tell me you got to talk to your wife about $20, right? Bob would say this, Will, I really want to join, but I got to talk to my wife. I'm ready to do it, bro, but I got to talk to my wife. Look, you got to talk to her about what? About losing weight or about money? What she got a problem with? You see how hard I'm coming at him? But I can do that because it's guys talking to guys. Now, single guys, okay, for the moment, us unmarried folk, for the moment. Us unmarried folk for the moment. Us unmarried, we have a more difficult time because we can't come at couples in a certain way. Because as of today, not soon, but as of today, somebody would tell me that. They would be like, man, you don't know nothing about being married, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you if you a husband and wife talking to husband and wife, you're a husband talking to another husband, call him out, bro. Call him out. Because he's still gonna be your friend anyway. Look what Marceline said. This is cold. You talk to your wife and you go buy gas? Honey, look, I'm about to put $7.49 in the tank. That's okay. You can really say exactly that to your homeboy. So if you're a man talking to another dude, call him out, bro. Call him out. Call him out. And look, he'd be like, all right, man, you right, man. Come on, bro. Let's get this. Let's get this money together. And it's a fun, jovial conversation, but that's my preferred way to handle it. But again, that's guy, girl. If you're a lady prospecting a man and he says, I got to talk to his wife, Might be too late. You can't even use feel, felt, found because you're not the same gender and you don't have a wife. Okay. So you really want to, with that one, you really want to make sure that you're woman to woman, man to man, men prospect men, women prospect women. If I hear that objection one time and I'm prospecting a lady and she says that, I really don't have a leg to stand on at that point. I can use feel, felt, found. It will sound so stupid, and I can't really come at her with, of course you need to talk to your husband. But guess what? That's probably my best bet. The only thing you can do, if you're not a woman talking to a woman or a man talking to a man, if that's the case, you're good to go. But if you are a woman talking to a man or a man talking to a woman, okay? And the guy says to the lady, you know what I'm saying, man, listen, Miss Stevens, I really want to join, but I got to talk to my wife. It's just a thing we do. You're going to have to agree. Okay. Look, no problem. Don't call him out and try to, emasculate him. You got to talk to your wife about something. You can only do that man to man, woman to woman. But if he says, Miss Stevens, I really want to work with you. I think it'd be great. But I got to talk to my wife. It's just a thing we do. You have to agree. So then, since you're already in the hole, you're already in the foxhole, right? May as well throw a grenade out there. You say, look, oh, I totally understand. Of course you need to talk to your wife. Okay, let me just ask you we can get on the phone right now if that works for you. You can wait till you get home, whatever works best for you. But let me ask you, what do you think she'd have an objection to, the money or the product? This is like the only route you can really go once you're not the same gender. That's the only really route you can go. Okay. You have to agree with them and then try to ask them what the problem is or what the problem could be. Okay. Because once you do that, you're going to uncover the real objection because you know that the wife isn't really what's holding this up. The husband isn't really what's holding this up. Not at all. Okay. So let's run through that one more time. If the guy's name's Bob, he says, you know what, Miss Stevens, I would, listen, I really would love to work with you, but I got to talk to my wife. Okay, I got to talk to my wife about this. She would say, of course you have to talk to your wife. That makes perfect sense. Obviously, yeah, of course you got to talk to your wife. You can call her now, maybe see her when you get home. Totally up to you. But let me ask you, you know your wife pretty well, right? Well, yeah, I do. Okay, I do. What do you think your wife would have a problem with? The products or the money? The products or the money? And once you say that, he's going to answer. And he's only going to say one or two things, the products or the money. They'd almost never say both because you're giving them a binary question. Okay. And if he says the money, he could even say both. You could still fix it. If he says, well, yeah, she probably have a problem with the money. Okay. Well, let me ask this. What do you think she would have a problem with about it? I'm just curious. What do you think she'd have a problem with? Look, is it the $7? Is it the $7.49? Is that it? You see, that's the energy, all right? If he says the product, oh, she may have a problem with the product. Okay, what do you think she might not like about it? She doesn't want you to lose weight, or like you told me you wanted to lose weight, because it's somebody who already said they wanted to join. Okay, so they already are in. They're just not in for this objection. Okay, you think she have a problem, so you just kind of go with it. You think she'd have a problem with the product? He said, yeah, I think it'll be the product. Okay, what do you, and whatever product you're talking about, what do you think she would have a problem with about it? I'm just curious. And don't say nothing. Let him talk. Because the more objections he gives you, he's telling you what the objections are, okay? For himself. All right, so Miss Charlotte said, may I talk to your wife for you? Now, Charlotte's a lady, his wife's a lady. So if he got on the phone, that would actually probably work. But here's my point. It's not the wife anyway. It's not her objection, it's his. You're just trying to draw that out because you're already in the trenches, so you might as well fire off a grenade, okay? So once someone of the same gender says that, rewind this recording. You already know how to handle them. But if it's an opposite gender thing, I really want to join, but man, I got to talk to my husband. But of course you do. Look, of course you do. I totally, are you saying, of course you do. I totally understand. Let me ask this. You probably know your husband, as well as anybody, right? Yeah, I know my husband really well. Awesome. Well, let me ask this. Before I let you go, what do you think you would have a problem with, the product or the money? Because that's all you've discussed. The product or the money? Oh, the money. Okay. You think he'd oppose to you spending that $7.49? Or if you have a little more posture, you think he's gonna have a problem with you spending, $50? That or because you're about to lose them anyway. So you may as well go low and hit them with the $7, $12 package up in there. They won't make a lot of money up front, but they'll still make enough, and they'll get some product in their life, which is the most important thing anyway for them to be healthy. What do you think he have a problem with, the products or the money? Oh, the products. Okay, which product you think? The deodorant? Really? So he don't look. He don't want you smelling good. That's crazy. No. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. He got a problem with deodorant. Was he allergic to all natural stuff, or what do you think the problem might be? She's going to tell me what she thinks. All right. So we could spend all night on that, but we got to move on. I'm already going too long. But does that make sense? Same gender, you know how to handle it. Opposite gender, you're already in the trenches. You gotta fire off a grenade. It's the last salvo. All right. The last salvo. Look, you agree with them. Okay. Ooh, I really want to join, but I got to talk to my wife. Of course you got to talk to your wife. I get it. I totally get it, man. But let me ask you. You know your wife better than anybody. I would guess. Yeah, of course I do. Duh. Yeah, of course I do. Also, let me ask you this, Bob. What do you think she'd have a problem with? The products or the money? I'm just curious. And don't say nothing. Let him talk. He will tell you his objection. If he says the money, then you can go use the money objection you just learned. She'll probably have a problem with the money. Okay. Look, let me ask you this about how much do you think this costs? See, I'm just you taking a time objection, but filling the money, using the money objection with the same verbiage. You watch this recording enough, you'll understand all of this stuff. She have a problem with the money. Okay, let me ask you this about how much do you think this costs? I mean, $1,000 is business, right? Bob, what would you say if I told you we had a package for $7.49 and you can get started today? It won't make you rich, but it'll make you enough money to understand that this is real and you can always upgrade at any time. You think your wife would object to you spending $8? See how smooth that's all you can do. Fire in the hole. All right. Let's same one. I need to think about it. That is another smoke screen objection. All right. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to handle it. I don't have time. You can use feel felt found. Man, I really want to join, Will, but I need to think about it. Man, look, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found. I found that the longer I deliberated, the longer I procrastinated, the more and more money I was missing out on. In fact, and you tell them the story. I'm going to give y'all a true story you can use right now. When I first got introduced to this industry, the dude who introduced me to it was Josh. His name was Josh. We're still friends today. And I didn't join for 6 months because I wasn't smart like y'all. I didn't do my due diligence. When I finally did join and I was making money, I said, Josh, tell me something, man. Just humor me. How much money did I missing out on by not getting that particular position in the company when you told me about it 6 months ago? How much money did I miss out on? I'm just curious. It's eating me up. It's been eating me up for weeks. How much? He did some calculations. He saw the people who joined after me on that day because he could see the people he sponsored or whatever. I missed out on 26 grand. 26 grand. Just procrastinating and not doing the due diligence. $26,000. Crazy. And that's off just like getting my spot in based on who was falling in under me, based on what they had done the last 6 months. That's why it's so important to join these businesses and stay in them because you never know who's going to join next week. You never know. Because I'm not the first distributor in this company ever. I'm not the first distributor at HBN. But when I joined HBN, years after other people, Coach Marcus will verify this for you. The team that I built pushed people who was above me, who had been there forever. It pushed them to 50,000, 100,000, and more. I think the 6 months after I joined, I saw at least two, three, four, $500,000 earners. All they was waiting on unknowingly was waiting for me to join at some point, and I was just gonna push the volume through the roof. Because Marcus will tell you that. I tell you that. Yeah, timing. Okay. So if someone says, "Man, I really want to join, but I need to think about it." Look, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you about this guy, Will Zanders, man. Look, of course, Marcus said it all true. Okay. I'm gonna tell you about this guy, Will Zanders, man. He took 6 months to join. And in that time, he missed out on $26,000. So just the not spending even the $7, it was $25 to hold the spot or whatever. But I'm gonna use go to signer terms. But that $7.49 to hold a spot, that cost him $26,000 in the time he ended up joining anyway. That's the crazy part. But he missed out on 26 grand. So if you're gonna join later, you might as well join now, man. Look, you don't have to do the 50 BB package right now. You can upgrade later. But I would do 749 at $7.49 to lock in my spot, get a product, start checking out the training. At least that way you're not losing out on nothing. You don't want the next rock star to join 2 weeks from now or 2 days from now and blow up the business and it could have been you. Okay, so you see how organic that is? Feel, felt, found, and then tell a true story. Okay, and that's the story I just told you. That's a true story. So feel free to tell it. All right, I'm gonna give you one more way about how, I need to think about it. Okay, last one, and then we're gonna do. Because we're just out of time. I'll cover the one with Kenya. I can't sell. I don't order online, and I'm gonna give you all a tip. So this will be the last one we do. We'll cover the rest next time. Um, and I'll give you a quick shortcut if there is such a thing for the pyramid scheme objection. But we got to wrap this up. I'm sorry it took so long. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are getting value from this, because this is a recording that you can watch a bunch of times as a tool, and it's going to make you an infinitely better closer. Okay. So another way I like to handle it, if someone says, man, I really want to join, but I need to think about it, I can easily turn around and say, okay, look, no problem. Look, of course you need to think about it. Of course you need to think about it. Let me ask you, hear these words very clearly. I want to really tee this up for you so you understand the second way to deal with the how I need to think about it objection. Okay. Will, I really want to join, man, but I need to think about it. Oh man, of course you need to think about it. It's a big decision. Of course you need to think about it. Let me ask you. I'm just curious. What's your time frame on getting back to me within the next, day or two? Once you've had a chance to think about it. What's your time frame? What's your time frame? Oh man, Wednesday. I think I'll get back to you by Wednesday. Awesome, man. Well, let me ask this because I want to be prepared. I want to be prepared to answer any questions. What type of stuff you need to think about so I can make sure I do my due diligence and research on the back end so that Wednesday I have all the answers you need. What do you need to think about? The products or the money? Like what you think you're gonna be thinking about? What do we need to think about in that time period? I want to be prepared. And then they're gonna tell you, well, I really think about the money, man. That's a pretty big investment. Now you know the real objection. It was the money. Okay, awesome, man. Well, before I let you go, let me just ask this. I'm just taking some notes because I want to make sure I'm prepared. How much do you think this costs to do? Man, I was guessing at least, $500-$600. Most of these things cost a couple $100, right? Actually, Bob, we actually have a $12.95 package where you can get started for as little as $12.95. Is that something you need to think about over a couple days? $12 or no? No, yes, no. You see what I'm saying? So notice I really know that I need to think about it. It's just a smoke screen, just like I need to pray about it, just like I need to talk to my wife. It's all smoke screens. I want to get to his real objection. Okay. So when Bob says, Will, I really want to work with you, man, I need to think about it. I say, of course you do. And notice I'm going with that. Of course you do. But let me ask you, I'm just curious. I'm gonna get my calendar up. If that's okay. What's your time frame on getting back to me within the next day or two about the stuff you need to think about? What's your time frame looking like? I want to make sure we book something because I operate on a calendar. I'm a professional. I'm sure you do too. And he's gonna say, "Oh, Wednesday. Wednesday. I have it all thought of. Okay, awesome, man. Let me just take 1 or 2 more notes if that's okay, because I want to be prepared for the next time we talk." What do you need to think about? I know we covered the products today and we covered the money in the presentation and video. What do you need to think about? And I want to make sure I do some due diligence and get some more information for you. But I want to be prepared for our next call. What do you think you need to think about over the next couple of days? The products, man. I think the products. Okay, awesome. Are there any particular products you need to think about? Anything in particular? We talked about the magnesium spray, the Wild Jam spray, and we talked about the Align essential oil. Is there any one of those you need to think about? Because I can get you some information on those that you can check out over the next couple of days. Is it the Align? Awesome. What about the Align that you need to think about? Like, does it work? The price? What do we? You see, I'm still drawing out information, but we're going to get down to the bedrock objection within 90 seconds of that type of Q&A. But again, that's a little bit advanced. If someone says I need to think about it, you can easily say, man, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I'm going to tell you what I found. I found that when people decided to not move forward, that's totally fine, but they usually come back and joining anyway. The only thing that's changed is they've missed out on a lot of money, man. There's a guy named Will who I happen to know personally. I was just with him in Nashville at a meeting. He took a couple of months to make a decision. He's joined anyway, as most people do, but he ended up losing $26,000 just because he joined later than he should have, in his own words. And we don't want that to happen to you. So, let me ask if you're 100% sure that you don't want to join today, even at the $7.49 package. Okay, or you can tie in both. Okay, after you tell him my story, about what I missed out on, he said, but you know what? I understand that you need to think about it. No problem at all. I totally agree. What's your time frame? I'm getting back to me on thinking about it. A day or two. What's your time frame looking like? I'm getting back to me. I just want to make sure it's on my calendar. 2 days Wednesday. Wednesday will be good. Okay, great. And what do you need to think about? The products or the money? I'm just curious. I think it's the money. Okay, no problem at all. The money might be a little pricey. Let me ask this. How much do you think this costs? And then you can hit them with the same thing. You get down to $7.49. Anybody who tells you they don't have access to that or need permission to get that, they're either lying, and if they're telling the truth, that person doesn't need an online business. That person needs a job. If a grown man is talking to you as another grown man and they got a $2,000 cell phone and $169 blue light glass, they got anything they're lying. Or they are the worst money manager in the history of the world. And if they are that bad at managing money, I'm gonna tell you this, they can't afford not to join. Okay, here's a bonus one. Well, I really want to do it, man. I just can't afford it. Bob, listen, if you don't have $7.49 as a grown man in 2024, it's not that you can't afford to do this business, but you can't afford not to do it. You need to come get with us, not just so you can make some money, but you need to learn how to manage money, how to save and invest. Man, it's not embarrassing, man. I know how it feels. I was homeless twice. Okay? Let me tell you what I found. When I started working in this industry in network marketing, man, I got to work in real time with millionaires who taught me how to make my first $1 million. It's been the best financial decision I've ever made other than tithing. So, I'm just curious, man. Millionaires are teaching me how to make even more money. Who's teaching you? Y'all gonna have to rewind that one because there was a lot of nuggets on that one right there. Bob, if you telling me you can't afford $7.49, you can make up whatever number you want. If you telling me you can't afford $59 and you're a grown man in 2024, it's not that you can't afford to do this business. You can't afford not to do it. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? And then you can have that real type of transparent conversation. All right. Let's the pyramid scheme one. I'm gonna tell you this about the pyramid scheme because that would take us another 20 minutes to go. I don't want to do that. We'll cover that at another time. But I'm gonna tell you this: if people are giving you the pyramid scheme objection, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. You don't understand the business model well enough because if you did, you would easily know how to explain to them how it's not. Okay. But additionally, it's probably just a little lack of belief in you. You see, people join this business all the time. They join this network marketing industry all the time. But on a deep subconscious level, they think it's still a pyramid scheme. They just don't understand it. Okay. So the number one thing you can do if you're getting the pyramid scheme objection, handle it as best you can. Okay. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found. I found that this is a solid legal industry with 100-year history. Okay. If it was really an illegal pyramid scheme, the government would have shut it down many, many, many years ago, but they didn't. And you know me, I wouldn't do anything illegal. Would you? Do I look like type? You've been knowing me for 6 years, Jeff. Do you ever know me to do anything illegal? So you can use feel, felt, found and probably get around that, but just understand if you're getting it, it's what you don't know yet. So my recommendation, my prescription for you, give you a prescription, is to watch the following videos on the One Team, One Dream YouTube channel. Number one, The Perfect Business by Robert Kiyosaki. It's on the One Team, One Dream YouTube channel. It is also on my YouTube channel, Coach Will Zanders on YouTube. Okay, that's number one. Watch the Perfect Business by Robert Kiyosaki. It's like a 9-minute video that explains the business. Okay, I need you to really understand that. All right. Watch it as many times as you need to for as many days until it makes sense. All right. Once you're done with that and that video makes sense to you, when that concept of the perfect business goes from your head to your heart, it's time to move on to video number 2. It's called The Band Class by Mark Yarnell. It's a 16-minute video. This is my prescription to you if you ever hear or even feel the pyramid scheme objection at all. The second video is called The Banned Class. This is a class that was supposed to be taught at Harvard University. They banned it because the information was so powerful that college kids would have been dropping out like it's going out of style. Screw college. We're going to do network marketing because in that 4 years, I won't go into debt. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to take that 4 years, skip college, and I'm going to go make money in network marketing. And I don't know anybody who works this business part time the way we teach it for 4 years and don't make a ton of money. Absolutely not. You'll come out of that 4 years with money, okay, as opposed to with debt. I got 2 college degrees. I got 1 college degree, double major, but I also have a doctorate. I use neither of them, and I make more money doing this, hanging out with you fine people. All right. So that's the second one. The third video you need to watch under your prescription, if you're getting the pyramid scheme objection, is called Brilliant Compensation by Tim Sales. You need to watch this video as many times as you need to. Listen to it while you're driving to work. Listen to it while you're driving back, but only after you've listened to the first 2 until the concepts in the first 2 videos go from your head to your heart. Listen to Brilliant Compensation after you've listened to the band class a ton of times. Okay? After you've listened to Brilliant, because Brilliant Compensation is a little bit longer. It's like almost 30 minutes, okay? But you listen to that video every day, play a piece of it every day, all day, keep playing it, driving to work, going back, taking a shower, keep playing it until those concepts are drilled into your brain. They go from your head to your heart. You understand it now, okay? And then the last piece of the puzzle for you is going to be to watch The Rise of the Entrepreneur by Eric Worre. That is about an hour long, give or take, and you need to watch that video as many times as you need to until you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that network marketing is not a pyramid scheme. They're going to give you all the legal research, the background, the celebrities, the investment scholars and Tony Robbins and everybody else is going to be explaining to you the nuts and bolts of this industry and why it's so powerful. Harvard professors, they are going to give you all the gems in that video, but don't watch that one first. Watch it last and only watch it after you've watched the other videos. Literally saturate your brain with that knowledge. You will not get the pyramid scheme objection no more because your belief and posture is here now when right now it's like here. You need it here. And that 4 video prescription will get you right. All right. Wrapping up. Kenya said, I can't sell. Okay. Hey, Kenya, I really want to join, but I can't sell. This is what I've always said. You could use feel, felt, found. Girl, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but let me tell you what I found. When I got started, I actually didn't have to sell anything. I got started with the products. I started building my team. We have a training and a system for that, but I didn't have to go out and sell nothing. I didn't even post no product on my social media. You seen it. Okay. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Tell you what I found and then tell them a true story that fits that person. Okay. Also, with I can't sell, there's an advanced way to do it. Okay. Just like with everything else. Someone says, man, I really want to join, but I can't sell. I'm like, look, good. I'm glad you can't sell because if you came in with selling experience as a salesperson, we would have to untrain you. Okay. So that's what you would say. Man, of course you can't sell. I'm glad you can't sell. If you was a salesperson and you wanted to do this business, I would have to spend a lot of time untraining you. We would have to unlearn so many terrible habits. It would take forever to become successful. I'm glad you can't sell. Okay, so that's how you handle that. That's one of 2 ways. I think Tina said, I only order online, and somebody else said, I'm trying to remember who it was, said, I only use cash. Okay, here's the thing. If anybody ever tells me I only order online or I never order online, that's a cash user. Or they're lying to me, which I know they are, but I'm not going to call them out on it. I still want to help them. I know they need to be in this business so they can get confident and get a bunch of great personality traits from all the training and education. They can even just If all you did was join this business, let's say you went to Vegas, you go to Vegas for the event, and all you did was get one of the private investment tips and what stocks I tell people or cryptocurrencies, because I tell this stuff during the live unaired portion on Vegas, and people get a tip. If all you got was one of the cryptocurrency tips that I told somebody to go spend $12 on, you would have already made the money back from Vegas 10 times over. That thing spiked up to $400 for every $40. You can sell it immediately. It's a 10-time return on your investment. I be holding stuff. You don't even have to do that. You don't have to do that. It's the principle. People join this business and plug into trainings because of all the information they get, which is above and beyond the products and the money. We be really changing lives out here with information that has nothing to do with network marketing. A lot of people are here on auto ship using products just to be around for the trainings and education because this is the same information. You got to pay Grant Cardone, who I know personally, by the way. You got to train, you got to pay Grant Cardone for 1 hour phone call, $50,000 for him to teach you how to overcome objections. That's crazy. You get it here for free. Like it's ridiculous. All right. That being said, anybody who says I only use cash, okay, say fantastic. We take cash. I take cash. Do businesses not take cash no more? Yeah. What you want to buy? Okay. Look, I'll come to the house right now. I'll come pick it up. Okay, if you on the phone with them and they say I only do cash, I will come right there and pick it up. Don't you worry. Okay. So you don't let people tell you that they don't shop online. They're on the phone with you on a phone that they pay the bill online from the phone. I mean, like, think about that. Think Think who's driving to the T-Mobile store to pay their bill. Then you're not just paying the bill, it's the amount of gas you're spending, okay, in addition to the amount of time you're wasting on top of that. So, but you can easily say, we take cash. We take cash, yeah. In fact, what you can do, you can even say, I have one of my team. Look, Will, you live in Florida. I live in Louisiana. Man, fantastic, man. You know what's crazy? I got a team member. You can meet them and give them the cash, and they'll, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can, and the team member takes the cash. The team member will cash app you, okay? As long as that's why it's good about having team members you can trust all across the country. Okay, if anybody ever told me and they lived in Las Vegas, they lived in Anaheim, right? Lived in Los Angeles, and they was like, oh well, I really want to join, man, but I don't. I'll do everything in cash, man. I just be doing cash stuff around here. I don't do nothing online. Man, that's no problem to me. Listen, I got one of my good team members, man, one of my homeboys, man, my brother, man, Coach Stu. Stu is actually in LA. So you can, if you want to, you can give the cash to Stu and he can give you the product. And you said it's just about not wanting to use cash. Now we got it handled. What day you available next week? And then y'all can meet up. Look, in fact, I'm gonna text him. He probably got time tomorrow. All right. So when they say that, got them, got them, got them, got them, got them, got them. If they're local, you got them. If they're not local, you still got them because we have a network. Okay. We have a network. Another great thing about really being involved with our company is, let's say, for example, I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I'm outside of Dallas, and magically, for some reason, it's 3 in the morning, and I get 2 flat tires. Okay. Do you think I could call Coach Seymour? All right. Or Chef or Keith, anybody in Dallas that's on our team, he said, hey, man, even if it wasn't me, let's say it was MJ, and MJ was in Dallas, she had 2 flat tires. You think I couldn't call one of them because they're on our team and say, hey, man, I know it's a huge inconvenience. I promise I'll make it up to you, man. Can you do me a favor? Can you come pick me up, right? I'm not saying call those shots in, but I'm telling you the strength of a network, the strength of a family, a team like we have, you can't put a price tag on it. That's why it's so important for you to plug your team members into what we're doing. So over time, they can learn and get acclimated to a culture where we all do help each other to the best of our abilities. So, we would be there. He said, look, Seema said, most definitely at 3 a.m. Yeah. If Marcellus Mack called me today and it was an emergency, I would drive from Pensacola, Florida to wherever Mac is. I would drive from Miramar Beach to wherever Mac is. Like this is what we do. And we've been working together for so many years. It's all a blessing. Okay. Let me give you this last thing and we're done for the night. Man, this ran 30 minutes longer than I wanted to. I apologize. But again, if you got value, put a 1 in the chat. You're going to watch this recording many times and take many notes. And then you're going to be able to tag your teams in this, and everybody's going to become a better objection handler. Let me give you one of the greatest as a reward for staying on, because I love you so much. Let me give you a black belt ninja objection handling tip that will save you so much time, money, effort, wealth, everything. Okay? Yeah, our network, our family is the most valuable part if y'all haven't noticed. I love y'all in real life. Okay? Here we go. If you do not isolate the objection, please write this down. If you don't isolate the objection, they will objection stack you, and that can be overwhelming for a new rep. So, for example, if you say, man, I really want to join, this, I really want to join, but man, I don't have the money. Let's say you address that objection. And then they go, oh, well, cool. Well, you know, man, I love it. Let me get back to you. I really need to think about it. Okay. Let's say then you handle that objection. Man, awesome. That makes perfect sense. But I think I'm all ready to get started. Last thing I got to do, let me talk to my wife. And then you got to handle that objection. Then he's going to say, awesome, man. Yeah, you're right. I don't need to talk to my wife at all. You know, but now that I think about it, man, we've been talking for like 45 minutes, man. Just how long? I don't think I'm gonna really have the time. Then you got to handle that objection. If you do not isolate the objection, a person will stack objections on top of you, and eventually it's just you've been there for 45 minutes and they still ain't joined. Okay, this is how you eliminate that. This reduces your objections by 90%. Okay? Objection isolation. When someone says, man, I really want to join, but man, I just don't have the time. You say, okay, is that the only thing holding you back from joining? I'm just curious. Everything else is good. Money's good. The training, you're not afraid to be a salesperson. You're not afraid to sell, you know, whatever you got, whatever. You don't need to talk to your wife. You don't need to pray about it. You really want to do it, but I get it though. The only thing holding you back is I don't have the time. Yeah, man, it's the only thing holding back. I don't have the time. Man, of course you don't have the time. That's why you're talking to me. Okay, I know how you feel. I felt the same way when I first got started, man. I didn't think I had time either, but I actually learned the system where I was able to build this network marketing business in 15 minutes a day. Okay, or when someone says, man, I really want to join, but I don't have the time. Man, you know, I totally get it. Let me ask you, that's the only thing holding you back? You don't have the time. You don't have to talk to your wife. You know that. Look, the $100 isn't a problem either. No, man, I got money. I don't talk to my wife. I wear the pants in the house, man. Honestly, I just don't think I have the time. You see, so before I even handle objection, I'm going to isolate it and make sure so you understand the business model. You know, it's not a pyramid scheme. You don't have to talk to your wife. The $100 isn't a problem. You're not afraid to talk to people. The only thing holding you back, the only thing holding you back is you don't have the time. Well, yeah, that's it. That's the only thing holding me back. Well, let me ask you, Bob, you know, how much time do you think this takes? Oh man, I will do it. I like to do something. I like to do it like 40 hours a week. I just don't have the time for that. Bob, what if there was a way that I told you where there's not only a textbook, but also a proven system where you can build your network marketing business in 15 minutes a day? Okay, so that's definitely going to get past the time objection for sure. You could even throw in a part about, well, Bob, I know you work a lot, man. Well, how long is your commute? Oh man, my commute like 30 minutes each way. Bob, I tell you, man, you can literally build your business in 15 minutes a day and spend the rest of the time listening to the latest Taylor Swift or ASAP Rocky album. Honestly, but you can just listen to the training in your commute on your commute. The objection's been handled. He can't say no to that. Now here's my point. If you've already isolated the objection. So, the only reason you didn't want to, the only reason you're not getting started is because of the time. You sure it's not your wife? You sure you got the money? You just the $100 ain't a problem. You got people to talk to. You love the product. Oh, all of that, man. I'm just not going to have the time. You've isolated the objection. So once you do that and you handle the objection, well, tell me, man, how long do you think this takes to do on a weekly basis? How many hours do you think this takes? You handle the objection. Now, if he tries to come back and stack it, there's nothing else for him to stack. He can't say anything because you already said, so the only thing holding you back is you don't think you have the time? You sure you got the money? The $100 ain't gonna stop you. You see, you went through the list of everything. So he can't come back and say nothing. All he can say is, okay, I'm ready to join. And if a person decides to just say, well, you know what, I just don't want to do it because that's all they have left, good. I would rather a no than I need to think about it or a maybe, or the person says, oh, no, 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 I do need to talk to my wife. You said, Bob, you just told me that the wife wasn't the problem. You told me you wear the pants in the house. If someone's going to literally say one thing and then say something different the next 20 seconds just to lie to you, that's not the person we want in our business anyway. So you should use objection stacking. Whenever you hear one objection, it better trigger something in your head. So Bob, the only reason you not joining is because you know you don't have the money. You sure you got the time to work this business? Let me get this right. You're not saying you don't have enough time. Oh no, I got plenty of time. And you're not telling me that you think it's a pyramid scheme or nothing. You really understand this business, yeah. And you're not doing it because you think you got to be a salesperson. No, I'm an incredible salesperson. I love to sell. I sold $6 million in widgets at my last company. Yeah, I just don't have the money. Okay, so that's the only thing holding you back is the money. Yeah, that's it, man. Well, let me ask you, man, how much do you think this costs? You see? So isolate the objection first, then handle the objection with whatever one of the ones you used. Then they won't be able to stack objections on top of you, and you're going to save 90% of objections you'll never hear because you're going to be dealing with one objection per person at a time, and they can't stack you. If you don't use objection, and I've been through this personally. I'm telling you, that's how I know it works, and that's how I know how important it is. If you don't use objection isolation before you handle the objection, there's a very high likelihood you're going to get stacked on. Okay? All right, everybody, that's what I got. Hope that made sense. We answered everybody's questions. We covered all the major objections. All right, everybody good? I appreciate y'all. Tag your teams in this. Make sure they watch it and discuss handling objections and the mindset stuff. And hopefully all this stuff will help you move to another level, 100%. Okay, love y'all. God bless y'all. Appreciate you. We good? No questions? We're good to go? Everybody ready to take it to bed? I want to make sure we have no last minute straggle questions. All right, we're good to go. All right, so have a good night. I'll see y'all on the next one. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you.